Teach Me Grappling. I'm Brian Peterson, and I'm back with the 200%. Okay, it's actually just 100%, but I decided to give it a new name. It's a little addition to the 100%, so it's not a full new move, but just a variation on the finish. And I've been using it for quite a while, teaching a lot of my guys to use it, but haven't shown it on video for up until now. So when you're in this position of guard where you're sitting up, a lot of times you're going for guillotines, okay? And instead of the guillotine, you end up sliding your right arm, in this case, under your opponent's left shoulder, under their armpit. Your right palm will be facing away. I don't use my thumbs. Palm to palm. Left palm's facing me, right palm's facing away. Keep the elbows in nice and tight. I'm going to move my hips out to the right. Connect my hands, that way I have a good angle to drive off my right leg. And then I can flip the opponent over into the mount. Sometimes you'll get caught up in half guard, but you're going to get a sweep out of it. He's certain that he's going to go over. Sometimes you can keep the 100%, and then you can kind of dismount, go to side control, create a neck crank. There's also other finishes you can do from the mount. But anyway, what happens a lot of times when somebody does 100%, you'll notice what I'm going to do to counter is the person kind of comes off to the side and they bridge. They use their legs to kind of stay up on top, and then they're going to do what I call the spin through. The left hand's going to grab the triceps, and then the right arm's going to release the leg and then spin through. And then at this point, they're in a good position to go for a Darce choke. So this is a common counter to the 100%, and it somewhat frustrates the person who likes to hit 100%. So I'm going to show it one more time. And so my opponent kind of gets the 100% position. I'm going to hop off on the side. As he's trying to sweep me, I use my feet to kind of bridge, and then sometimes I'm fighting on the double leg, trying to stay on top. Then I make the grip on the triceps, release the leg with my right hand. He can try to take my back, get a hook in, but with a good bridge and a good weight distribution, you're going to usually be able to spin through and stay out of danger. As you can see, I'm going to be able to at least stay out of that 100% and make it ineffective. So now I'm going to have my partner show you one more time on this counter. As I do 100%, I'm taking the person over. It's really got a one-way pull to it, so the person just kind of goes with the flow. When they spin through and go with the flow, again, they end up in a good position to attack for a Darce. A common thing that I teach a lot of my guys to do. That way when we run into people that do 100%, we know how to counter it. So one more time now, I want to show you guys now how I get into what I call the 200%. Instead of just locking with 100%, I just made it a little bit better, okay? Because the person wants to spin through, I'm going to lock my palm to palm, I'm going to pull it towards me, but I want to get like a rear naked choke grip. So, and that way I'm not just pulling, but I'm also going to be pushing, but it's going to look like a rear naked choke, sliding my right arm underneath, and then I'm going to lock like a rear naked choke, and my left hand now pushes down on the triceps shoulder area, and that way when the opponent is taken over and they try to spin through, I can actually push and prevent them from finishing their rotation. Okay? And then in this position, it gives us a great opportunity to attack for the back control. So as the elbow wants to spin through, if I hold 100%, notice how the left elbow of my opponent spins through and slips right out. But with 200%, the new and improved 200%, I end up keeping the person at bay right there, and they can't spin through. The right hook can go in. Then you can also use the grip that you have to kind of pull the person over to the right, set the left hook, and then once you have both hooks, that's when I recommend releasing, going to the wrist control, going to the neck, and then trying to finish with a choke. So again, it is really just 100%, but you know, when I first started doing it, I was like, oh, it's a little bit better, so what should we call it? And then that's when 200% came in. So the opponent shoots a double leg. Instead of going with 100%, I'm going to grip with the 200%, and then if the opponent takes you down, you're going to go right into it. But I want to show you guys what you want to do. You want to take your left leg and then swing it through and commit to the mat, kind of like if you're pulling guard in a sense. So once I make the grip, I want to slide my left foot through, and that way I commit towards my back, and that way I don't get slammed. Okay, because if you do commit to the 200% grip and the opponent picks you up, you can get hurt. Or if you fireman's carries. So the opponent's trying to finish the double leg. I'm showing how I'm going to use my legs pushing off the floor. I'm going to use a strong bridge, using the grip at the 200%, and then stopping him just at the right time so he can't spin through, and then taking the back with the hooks. Setting the left hand on the wrist, and then right hand going to the neck. So this is really, it's an awesome move you should add to your game. I use it, I teach it to my guys for MMA. Works really well. Sometimes you'll be able to actually hit an arm bar off of this depending on how your opponent reacts. When you take them through, sometimes when they spin over, they make it all the way over to their knees, but it's very hard through this grip for them to get out. And then I can just bring my legs in and then attack a basic arm bar, and then the 200% grip becomes the grip for the arm bar. So it's really strong for that too. You'll probably be able to hit some arm bars if you train this move enough on occasion, depending on how your opponent reacts and how it goes. So here it is. The partner's gonna shoot a double leg, fires a double right away. You notice I'm also sprawling, so I don't want him to get momentum. I want to sprawl a little bit and then apply the hold, and then commit my left leg, commit to my back. Notice how I can walk away from his grip on the double leg, and then I can sneak in my hooks. And then only after I have my hooks do I like to let it go. So keep that strong grip, and then go to the wrist, and then you can go to the neck with the right hand. Again, I mentioned I do this in MMA with my guys. A common situation in MMA is you're pinned up against the fence. So I'm kind of demonstrating with a crash pad here. You know, the person's going for a double leg, and you'll see the 100% get put in. And a lot of times it works. It gets the opponent off your leg sometimes, just like this. And then as you get it off the leg, though, somebody who's trained might be able to hit the spin through. There's a lot of exchanges of strikes in that position. The opponent will land knees right off of that spin through, elbows, or maybe even just come back into a takedown. But with the 200%, okay, I'm gonna make the grip, and then I can pry my opponent off when he tries to spin through. I push instead of just pulling, and then you can set a hook, even standing, and then go for the back. Okay. As well, when you do this, when the opponent comes in for the double leg again, okay, in a situation pins you against the fence, you can kind of defend the takedown, doing your best to get underhooks. It's hard, so I'm going to go for the 200%. This time I'm just going to commit. Again, I don't want to get picked up and slammed, so I'm just going to commit to the mat, commit to the floor, and then start to work and turn my hips over, step on top. If I'm able to hook a leg like this, this is going to give me the top position. If I'm still stuck here and the opponent tries to spin through, it's the same situation. Even if you have the fence there, in this case, I just use the 200% to knock my opponent over, keep the control, and then step into an armbar. This is it. I want you guys to try it out yourself, and I'm sure it's going to help make your game a little bit better. Okay, here's a situation kind of going into the truck position and the twister. So, you know, you don't always have to take the back. There's obviously more possibilities than this. Be creative. The banana split, you can go to other techniques just like that. But like I said, on the basics, you want to just take the back. One last time, he takes the shot on the double leg. I hit a sprawl. Right arm goes under the armpit with the underhook. His head's caught in my hip armpit area. 200%. I arch. Opponent tries to spin through. Nope, can't do it with 200%. I'm putting my hooks in, taking the back. Left hand goes to the wrist, right hand goes to the choke. And that's it. Teach Me Grappling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And check out some of my other videos. And always remember, if you want to master it, you got to get after it.